You're just
Right now?
right now, Florida man.
Yeah, right now.
Oh
But
Lord,
it's okay. It's okay. I got it already.
I'm dealing with the same shit with fucking Street Glide's ass these days.
I don't even know who that is, but it's okay.
She's the one that started Petty going after me. To be honest with you, my number was put on Reddit on about 5011 fucking pages a few days
Oh,
ago.
Jesus. Have you changed that?
Oh no, girl! I have a call block. I was notified about it by a friend of mine who saw it. Um, I have a call blocker, so unknown numbers do not ring through.
Uh-huh.
And no, she did, Squishy. She absolutely did. Um, and so I noticed that it still notifies me when I get calls, that somebody
Yeah.
called and it was blocked. And so I noticed I was getting some calls a few days ago, but whatever I do, I get that a lot. But then I got a text on like late Thursday night or Friday, and it was like, your number is all over, and it's on like some weird ass wild Reddit pages, and they were on snark pages for just like the people that she associates with. So it was like, what?
You should report those. If you do it through the mod code of conduct reporting, the page gets hit, not that it bypasses the mods.
Oh, really? I don't know how to do any of that. Like Turtles
I
is.
can send you information on how to do it.
Yeah, I saw it, Pastor Petty House of Lies, and it's hilarious to me. Because this is all the same shit Pastor Petty showed a year ago, and none of it is. There's like, yeah, it's wild. I'm not worried about it. It's all regurgitated bullshit. But she does this because she's being exposed by another group, which is the same thing that happened this time last year. So it's a pattern of fucking behavior, and it's wild to me.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
And for the people like that you're kind of at war with now, it's a term I'll use, right? Like through videos and all this stuff, right? If they were open to a one-on-one conversation or you guys could talk shit out, would you do that?
Of course I would.
Because I think that's the only way this stuff gets squashed and it just people can move forward, right? And you may leave that with agreeing to disagree, but
Well, I have been open to that. I've attempted to do so at times. I think from what I've gathered, the people that are doing this are the same people that were doing it to me when I was going after slot, and they were like, "Oh no, she's great. She's not scamming any money." And then they're all Petty's people. So it's.
oh well, the petty people we probably won't get.
Well, they're the same people. Petty's people were Slot's people because Petty was with Slot at one point. And it's just kind of trickled over into that. So, I mean, listen, I can't control what other people do.
Yeah.
I know, I have receipts on all my shit. And, there are other people that can vouch that the things that are being posted and said did not involve me. And I just think it's crazy that people will send receipts to people and not speak out. Like, you have a public platform. You go live and sell shit all the time. Why can't you go in all these scam, or beggars, whatever you want to call them, lives and do all the fuckery. I don't understand why you can't get in a box and address this shit. Like, but she wants everybody else to post all her quote receipts. They're the same fucking receipts Pastor Petty showed in his live on May 4th about me for 3 fucking days. With no context, completely different timelines, different fucking people. And it's like, I fucking can't. People just want to go after me to like have the next big thing. Like, I didn't realize Florida Man had given the complaint to like Dora and Retina in a live that Pastor Petty filed on me for that violation of a peace order. I didn't know he did that. And so
I didn't know he did it. So
after that live, it was crazy because when we talked, he was like, "That's why I told her to read the complaint, but she wouldn't read the complaint." They want, and then he was like, "You see my point? Like they had the facts, they had the dates, and they're sitting there arguing over a fucking layover when they have it right in front of them, and instead of just reading the truth, they want to fucking focus on some shit to like make me the bad guy." And it was crazy to me. Like they wanted my bank statements and shit. I was like, look at the date of the complaint, guys, and then look at the date that I was in South Carolina. 2 weeks apart. 2 fucking whole weeks. And you guys are pressed on a fucking layover. And the shit was filed 2 weeks prior to that. Stop. It's wild.
I always have a plan, like always, in an argument.
what?
I said I always have a plan when I go to argue with somebody
Oh,
or to
yeah.
or to present something. All bases are covered.
Well, half the time, like I don't even know what it is you're going to do, and I'm just like, yeah, he always has an agenda or a plan, like that. Someone's like watching a TV show, and you don't know what the series finale is going to be.
Yeah, it's like Grey's Anatomy with the trash ass finale, and then I gotta wait 4 months to see what happens next. But I mean, he didn't even tell me he was doing that. It did not tell me. And I'm sitting over here like screaming at my phone, about to throw it across the street because I'm like, oh my God, somebody just say it's two. Look at the fucking date. And it was like, he had a method to his madness, and I respect that. But it's taken me a while to kind of get used to his moves. But I know he's definitely not stupid. I've learned that, and I have to say that I have a completely different opinion about him after having a very lengthy conversation with him than I did, right? So
Yeah.
I mean,
He's smart. He knows what he's doing, and he knows what he's doing with
and
his.
he is human. Like I see humanity in him. Like he's not a fucking piece of shit. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
yeah. But again, I think we had to have a conversation, and honestly, he got me at probably the only time I would have ever been willing to have the conversation. Because at that point I was like, well, I got nothing to fucking lose, so who cares, right? And he wanted to talk on Discord, so I downloaded the app and I made my name like, what the fuck am I doing? But by the end of that call, I think I had cried twice, and he'd apologized, I'd apologized. We talked about a lot of things, and I mean, I have been very transparent with him. What's funny is that OG's the one that came to me about him wanting to talk to me, and I had seen her like in lives, and she was like, "I have shown him my texts and da 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 da. You just to be honest with him." And so we have this conversation, and then I get off the phone with him the next day, and OG's like, "Oh, by the way, I deleted some of our conversation when I sent him the text." And I'm like, "Wait, what happened to being fucking transparent and honest? Because that's what I was doing." I was like, "Girl, I'm over here telling him, like, giving him all my stuff," and I mean, he hasn't. He's seen things differently, I think, when he was able to look at what I had and what my conversations were. And people are so pressed on seeing this phone dump and all my messages. And really, like, he's even said, like, dude, I'm so bored. Like, those messages are so boring. Like, you really are not. I'm not out here messaging people like, oh my God, here's all their stuff, date of birth, like, here's all their information. None of that.
I do think it like escalated into something ridiculous, like, but like when your grandbaby got put up there on that thing, like even though it was a small profile picture, I remember him being like, "Did I put it up there?" Like he
He fucking knew he did.
Yeah.
He fucking knew he did. He knew everything he was doing. I mean, he knew. He knew. I have watched him like go live at the same time we are, or right after, when like I was with Thinning Out Nonsense, and we were doing a live with Thinning Out Nonsense and Samantha Nowhere to Go, and I mean, he immediately went live and posted my husband's fucking military ID that I had sent him redacted, right? To prove to him that my husband was in the military, as he's telling people that I am not married and my husband is married. Whatever the fuck, I'm a barracks bunny and hopping from man to man because I'm broke, which is wild. But yet I have 80 grand of surgery done to my face, which is also fucking wild. And he posted it on the green screen, and then I know you'll know what I'm talking about, Wolfie, if you're in the military, but then filed a fucking PAC complaint. Are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
Right, and filed it like with NCIS first, right? Claiming to be an Army officer named his wife. Get the fuck out of here. She's not an officer, number one, and number two, you did that. A PAC complaint against a civilian is wild as fuck. Told people that my husband was being called in the CO's office, and if you see her online, let me know because he's on his way home. She's not allowed to be on TikTok. Like, where the fuck do you get this? Like, oh, she was ran out of base housing because of her kidnapping charges, and so her husband called in a favor to the Marine Corps, and they were stationed at a secret base, right? The secret base that Top Gun was filmed at. Like, I'm fucking confused. Okay, that's not. For somebody being in the military, you should know better than that. That just sounds absurd. But people believe it. It's fucking crazy.
And I know you were sent. I'm gonna just address another thing that I had questions about. I think you were sent his adult content. There's no shame in that. There's no shame in doing that kind of like work or activities. But there were a lot of lives like showing pictures from there, giving the username, like even Scammy Calls did one, right? And do you regret doing that? I mean, that felt like a line. Like,
I didn't post any pictures of him.
Yeah, you didn't, but you did participate in the lives.
What lives? Because I was not in the lives with Megan and Shannon when they were watching the video. That was not me. I was not
in those. Okay, then I'm mistaken.
No. Fuck no, I didn't even have that fucking video. I would never even wanted that video. Shannon's mod sent it to me for Shannon while they were watching it because their faces are in the fucking screenshot of them watching this video. It was wild.
They sent you what? Because you just said you didn't have the video, but then you said someone sent it to you.
Oh, she sent me a screenshot of them watching video.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it was clear.
No. I even told the person that sent me the photos, stop fucking sending those to me.
Yeah, I think it was really
grossed the fuck out. And honestly, like, I knew they were out there. I mean, Sam had told me they were out. People knew they were out there. I didn't really fucking go looking for them, frankly. I think when I saw what I saw, I was a little perturbed at the fact that, I mean, you're saying all the shit about me, but you are fucking doing this fuck shit with, I mean, and you're on here preaching relationships and so on and so forth, and talking about mine, mind you, right? While you're fucking 6 other bitches in base housing is weird as fuck to me. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm sorry I even asked. Didn't mean for it to go down that.
Well, I mean, that was my problem with it. It wasn't about what the fuck you do on the side. I mean, do whatever you want to do, but I'm just saying, don't fucking do, like, even Florida Man came at me and I was like, well, he should never posted he should never have done this shit live streamed on a fucking public forum on the internet. It is forever, right? And I wasn't posting them or anything like that. That's disgusting, frankly. Wiener. Yeah, and then I had this one over here, like, Wiener Watcher.
I think that's when you blocked me, was during the Wiener Watcher
Probably, I was pissed. That shit was, I was like, ew. Like, stop saying I watched that. It's like, I don't know if, I mean, I am, like, in my perimenopausal stage, okay? Like, that is just not a thing that I'm into these days, all right? And certainly not somebody else's, I think there just got to be a point where, like, I mean, yeah, I mean, because if it was me and I had that, people found that shit on the internet of me, oh God, it would be a completely different response from everybody on this fucking app.
Yeah. I think that if he was a woman, people would be in an uproar about all the lives that were had, and so I do empathize with that side of it. Yeah.
I mean, I came to him with like a hey, I'm cool. Like, if you just not talk about me, and at that point I hadn't gone live or anything like that. Like, I'm cool with you, and just please don't fucking mention me again. And it was like immediately, as soon as I sent that email, he went live. Immediately, it was like no matter what the fuck I did to try to like mitigate this shit, he. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because he ultimately saw like how things ended up with Slot, and but then I quickly figured out that I'm not the first person who's done all this fuck shit to. Anybody that has exposed or attempted to expose the truth, he's gone real life on and done this wild ass shit. And I think that's also kind of about the time, the kid was spoken about in the way that it was. I was like, this is fucking crazy. I can't, like, I'm not cool with that kind of shit. And frankly, I mean, nobody else should have to go through this, frankly, again, because I mean, these are the tactics that people use to silence people, so that their shit doesn't come out. So that you cannot do that and go and do all this fuck shit about other people and make up lies and all this stuff, and then expect that your truth shouldn't be fucking revealed. Like, that's crazy. But I learned it with Slot. Like, people will discredit you, and they will get everybody to fucking hate you if they feel like you are gonna expose the truth about them. I mean, I guess then don't be on here telling people how to live their lives and do all those things.
Yeah.
Miss Enabler, did you disconnect Turtles?
And then before anybody gives me shit for being your mod, I was.
Oh my God, do you want me to unmod you?
No, it's fine. Debbie, I was Debbie the Pet Lady's mod for a day. My Florida.
Oh my God, I can't listen to her talk. Oh my God.
I know, but I got to be her mod for a day. It was pretty funny.
It worked. It did work.
Yeah, we were like, let's see if she'll mod me. Listen, and he asked her, and she modded me. But for about 48 hours, I was her mod.
Oh my God, I have listened to her live for all about 5 minutes, and I couldn't because I can't stand how she screams. And oh my God, I don't know how.
She's a whole character, right? She was on Howard Stern, and
was she really?
Yeah, you should look it up. There's an interview of her on Howard Stern like years ago.
What? About what though? Like, what was it about?
I don't know. I can't remember now. Maybe somebody else remembers, but yeah, I think she's a character. Like, and yeah, it works for her. She makes money off of it, and
I just remember Mallory doing something about her and a raccoon or some. I don't even fucking know what it was. Saving it, like she had some animal there that they were trying to rescue. Was it a raccoon?
Oh shit! I didn't know that. Howard Stern got a
Squishy.
No way.
She was in prison for what? I'm curious.
I did not know that. Can't please box up and spill the tea.
Yeah, Squishy. Squishy, we want to know. Nuh-uh.
No way.
I am dying. Oh, girl, you better stop. Take that back, Enabler. Take that back right now. You're the one that's wiener watching, Miss Enabler. Oh my gosh, who is the man? Hey, Grandma.
Wow, maybe there's Reddit. I might go down that like a rabbit hole. On Reddit. That's so interesting to me. That's like true crime.
While you're going down that Reddit hole, if you happen to see a post that says "call me" and there's a number that's with the 9, can you report that?
Yeah.
Thanks. Hey, Grandma.
Talk to Turtles afterwards, and if you have links, go get links.
I just got screenshots of the pages that they're in, but
You need the if you can get people to get you the links, because that's what you need to do the mod code of conduct.
Oh my
It's
god.
against Reddit's code of conduct to dox, do, and harass. And so if you use the mod code of conduct to, it's a different link. You don't do it on the post. You actually go to a certain link and you report it. It bypasses the Reddit page.
Okay.
The mods don't even get told what post is reported, who reported. It goes right to Reddit admin.
I can't believe that these mods didn't immediately take this shit down, because by the time I was sent the screenshots, it had been 3 days that they were that it was posted.
Yeah, it's not
And
appropriate.
it's like, call me, and then it's my number. And they're on some very vile Reddit pages, by the way, like disgusting ones, as well as like snark pages for like Lori Jones, I think, Boss Lady. All these, are they scammers, beggars? I don't know what they are. That she has been involved with. It's fucking wild.
I don't know who that is.
I also want the snark page on me taken down, frankly, because
Oh, there's a snark page about you?
yeah, me,
And
because
then there's a new one for Florida Man.
yep, there is. Whenever I was
No.
friends with her, she copied every fucking picture off my Facebook, and they seem to be coming up on TikTok. They've made accounts with like, they posted my minor daughter on their Reddit page that got taken down last week.
Oh, they denied that when Viking asked them. They said there was no minors in there.
Oh, that my child was in elementary school in that photo. It's fucking crazy the shit these people do.
There's videos on YouTube where Deb calls Howard's show and yells at him. Oh my god,
I guess her wife, his wife got the RO and then included him on it, is what they said down there.
So they only told Viking there were no minors on that page, so he wouldn't go there and download the image.
Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, I just agreed with you. I meant like I thought you were saying he wouldn't go there and give him a shit, and you were like, go there and download the image. Yeah.
Yeah, but by then, I mean, look at how many people had this fucking photo. There's only been 2 people on this app that have been my Facebook friend. And so the pictures only came from 2 fucking people, but they keep popping up on accounts. Moonbeam had one on the other day that
Moonbeam was scrolling through like a slideshow of pictures of you.
She got them most likely from either Street Glide or one of my old Discord mods. It's fucking crazy. I think it's so not like so inappropriate. I mean, you don't have to mess with my children.
No, Squishy said someone called the cops on her last Tuesday. Who? Deb the fat lady?
No, I think Lori Jones.
Oh, she's wow.
Yeah, she's really after my Squishy.
She's like Beth Osborne. That's what she reminds me of.
Deb the fat lady called CPS on Dixie Lee like 2 weeks ago.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. No reason.
Squishy, did the cops come to your house? I'm pretty sure Squishy said that Lori Jones told her to pull up, so she did.
She said call the cops on me last Tuesday. She called the cops on us Tuesday. Why did you feel bad, Enabler? I first called that box up. Well, look what you did, Enabler. It's all your fault. Kidding.
House of Lies, whenever you say big with Moonbeam, you have to capitalize big to really emphasize on how big of a disappointment she is.
Talk about it. She had been my friend since the fucking slot days, and Moonbeam had put my fucking number in the chat, in Slot's chat, like literally the second day I was on this fucking app. Wow. And I forgave her over that. Like, we had been cool, and for her to do this fuck shit is wild to me.
She told me to pull up, then called and told them I was stalking her. That's funny. Yeah, Mean Boomer or Mean Beagle. That's her new name.
God. I mean, and she sat there in the live the other day and gave my husband's whole fucking first and last name and was like, oh, I'm going to call his command. What's it say? Eggs.
Who's that from up top? Is that Moonbeam?
Yeah.
Moonbeam talking about Holly Mae getting funded from Slot, about having her best friend do a fundraiser for her funeral, and she made money off of it.
Is she the green text or the white text?
Moonbeam is the white text.
Okay, so Moonbeam says she's mad about the funeral money. What's that say?
Well, fuck her.
Well, her, she shouldn't have cussed me. I spoke to Brandy today, and she remembers what
When Slot was fundraising for Holly Mae's
I don't like
mother-in-law's
accent. Yeah, why don't you read it?
Look, it's so small. Moonbeam said exactly, Slot. That's my point. Holly Mae benefited monetarily via her association with Amy. I didn't know anything about a Lisa Cowgirl fundraiser, and that's besides the point. Holly Mae still lying. I said, but remember that Heaven's Cowgirl night when she was in there making all these promises, which that was like an Oprah Winfrey show. Slot opened up the live that night, which was the second night she did the live with Heaven's Cowgirl, and let people know she was raising money for a funeral. So let me get this. So essentially, we all that were going after Slot for being a fucking scammer because we felt like she was definitely scamming fucking money just based off what we had seen. There was two nights, February 15th, 14th and 15th, where this girl came in Slot's live and was like basically promising everybody from their firstborn child to a fucking like, I mean, it was wild. Like, oh, hey, I'm going to give all your moms $1,500 and Hippie Harley's family, I'm going to give you guys a trip to Legoland. I mean, Slot, I got all this money from my unalived husband and I am going to open up a DV shelter and name it after you. We all were like, what the fuck? Well, the second night that carried over, Slot started their live by saying, I'm doing a fundraiser, but I can't say who it's for because of Boujee, she'll drag me. But where this girl needs money for her husband's funeral or whatever. So we asked in the chat for the funeral home name. Like, let's donate to the funeral home. Oh, I don't know that. You need to send it to me. Da, 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 da. So, of course, we were like, that's a scam. That's a fucking scam. Well, come to find out, it wasn't a scam. At least that person was Holly Mae's best friend that they were raising money for. But the way that Holly Mae took it and the way that Slot communicated it to them was that I was saying that incident was a scam. We were saying, well, it looks like she's scamming fucking money because it just seemed very odd that you weren't going to give us the funeral home name if you want people to donate fucking money, right? Like, at least get that. But that's essentially why that whole shit has been an issue. But we talked.
So you were the green text on that message?
Yeah, I was the green text.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I had a whole like private conversation with Holly Mae about it, and I mean, I thought we were good, but this shit has just continued to fucking go and go and go.
Well, maybe at some point in the near future, you guys can have another conversation offline, one-on-one.
I read the messages. They were good, and Holly Mae just kept going.
We were good enough that she gave me her whole entire trauma story, and I gave her a fuck ton of resources, and yet she gets on here with Florida Man, and it's like, Boujee's got people's information, and I'm like, what about his victims? And I'm like, I have had your information. You gave it to me, yet I have never spoken it, ever. And I would never, But she doesn't want to tell people that.
Yeah. I mean, I can see why people would be upset that like their information was shared to you. And then I can also see like that people would expect you to like come and tell them that you got their information and that you deleted it.
Well, to be honest with you, like, I didn't even notice half the time when I was being sent this by this one person because it was just like Florida Man, can you explain that shit? Because you do better than I do about how how Rissa, for example, all the messages with people's shit, like it was in her conversation.
Yeah, so a lot of the times, like it would be like, where is, as an example, where is Miss Enabler Live? Now, that question was never asked. It's just an example.
Yeah.
Rissa would respond and be like, oh, you mean full government name, aka TikTok name.
Yeah. Or like, hey, this, not this bitch, da 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 da, all of her information in this live. Like, what? And honestly, I didn't pay attention to most of it. I didn't even respond to most of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? This is weird as fuck.
Rissa was the one that was making the accounts with Queen of Blessings, like full ass address on it and shit, and going into lives that she was in, and gifting, and a rose here, a rose there, and then just talking and really antagonizing her. And I'm not sure what she had against her, but Stephanie was the one doing it to Smashly.
Mm-hmm. Because there's a text where I was like, were you that account that just went in there and gave her whole fucking address in the chat? And she was like, yep, I told her not to fuck with me. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
For a little while there, someone told us, they came into like a live and told us you were Pastor Petty's House of Lies. So we thought it was you.
Everybody thought I was Pastor Petty's House of Lies. And me and Pastor Petty House of Lies were like, this is fucking weird. I mean, I have been now they're trying to say I'm the peace account and they have my picture like scanned up next to Duffy, next picture, like, oh, it's definitely her. Like,
Wait, that other picture is Duffy?
Yeah, I guess. And they have like, they did a video where like our faces mesh in the photo and they're like comparing it and they're like, oh yeah, that's definitely her. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, the other day they had on their as their green screen in their live, like, I guess I had a camera slip when I was live last week or in a box last week. And it pointed down to the fucking carpet in my garage where I sit and smoke. And they made that their green screen. We're like, oh my God, do you need like a cleaner? Like,
well,
they were talking about my fucking concrete floor. Bitch, please. And then Regina posted a whole picture of my house just a few days ago. My whole fucking house.
Was that before you guys put her picture up?
No.
I have not put her picture up, and that was way
you guys, because you guys were in the live. So did she put the picture up first?
No, I put her house up in response to her putting her house up.
Well, that's what I was asking. Yeah, like it was yours in response to what she did.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm literally in my garage. The fuck is the problem? Like, at least I have a carpet down. Like, the fuck? I mean,
I wonder if, like, so it doesn't sound like there's a way for people to come to agreement, but I wonder if there's a way to just say, okay, well, we're done. This isn't going to go anywhere. Like,
yeah, well, until I got with Florida Man, I didn't go live about I was not.
I didn't expect the Rutina thing to go the way it did. I thought Rutina was just going to take the box and talk it the fuck out. But she ended up blocking me and posting about me, and I'm like, well, she's just like everybody else. I'll settle it with all of them. I just want a conversation in the box, one-on-one with them.
Yeah, you have been asking for box conversations for a while.
Petty too.
Petty's never going to get in a box with you.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
I know. Yeah, like that ship sailed.
Well, it needs to sail, but it needs to just sail quietly because at the end of the day, listen. Yeah, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, to go to the levels of which, I mean, Wolfie, I don't know if you know this, but like the girl before me that like tried to expose the truth. I mean, there were TPOs filed against her and making claims that she called in a BOMB threat to the base and came on base and posted wiener photos on his door, tried to pick up his kids from school. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
3 times this happened. Yes, 3 fucking times. I have every single one of them.
Did he get that PO or no?
I have every single one of them.
Yeah, but did he get the PO or?
No, fuck no. He filed it and then wouldn't go to court.
because you
and
didn't have the
preserve
evidence
her.
to support it.
Right, but how the fuck? I mean, how the fuck are you gonna say that on a court document, right? Like, do you know how silly that sounds? Like, I would think any court official would be like, a bomb threat to a base. That's wild. Like, there has to be some sort of, you know, evidence, something. You would think the base. It would have made news, right? It would have made news in the local area that that they had to shut the base down or something like that. Like, it. I don't get it. It then
No,
flew to her city and filed a police report on live in front of her fucking police department, and then filed a false police report, like just to taunt her. The fuck?
no, I do know Holly Mae said she'll get in a box if Boujee's also in the box. Is
I
that
have been in the box with Holly Mae, and I'm not doing it again because Holly Mae um, does not listen. Holly Mae believes her own bullshit and what people have told her, and she's no. I've done it before. It's not happening.
okay? Well, I was just trying to help. I just would like to see it resolved for everybody because it's going to just
Thank you.
go on and
I
on.
would I would be willing to settle my beef with Holly Mae through Ratina in a box.
Through Regina.
Yeah, yeah. Ratina
Like
can talk for her.
Holly Mae comes at Florida Man and everything, and all these things about all these things that Boujee's done. I mean, even in Pastor Petty's live, it's like it's always something to do with Boujee, and I'm like, what? What are you fucking talking about? You know, like I can't.
Yeah.
I tried to help her one time when Indian Outlaw made videos and posted her fucking information out there and all that stuff, and she was freaking out, thinking that he somehow got it from the court because she had it sealed. So I privately messaged her, and I was like, "This is how he got your information, girl. It's a third-party site. Like, here are the resources." You know, we had a long-ass conversation about it, and she said she'd apologize publicly, and she apologized to me privately, but then went over into Miss Unknown's live when they had that messy live about Unknown's live and hide your kids and hide your grandkids. There's a child predator on this app, and didn't even say a fucking word. No, like, hey y'all, I've talked to her. She's shown me everything. You know, that's not true. Oh no, none of that.
I am pretty sure his wife left him. I think that today was just for show.
No, I mean, look,
Oh, what happened today?
marriages have bumps in the roads. Like we're not in their house. Like maybe they had an argument and she was gone for a few days and now they're back. But it was weird. She got
It
in
might have been TID or something. Oh, she was in.
Well, she might have been getting a little paranoid about Queenie being all up in there, being the co-host.
She was.
And
She got in the
yeah,
box. He was live and go ahead for her.
oh no, you're good. Good.
He went live. It was weird, and she was saying things, and someone called him eye candy in the comments, and that didn't go over well. And then he ended his live, but then he came back like almost immediately, and it was with her in the box. He wasn't speaking, and she kept saying, "Yeah, most of you in the comments are good." Like she kept kind of repeating that over and over again, and then the live suddenly ended. Not over.
Did you see her, or was it just her speaking?
Just her speaking. But it was a new account that showed up, and it was a new account made a mod. And it was a following account. So it's like she made a TikTok account. So look, we don't know what's going on in their marriage, and you don't need to.
I like to assume when it comes to that.
I know he did say that what you posted of her mom, Florida Man, was he made the comment and he said yesterday, oh, you mean when they posted some woman and claimed to be my mom? And I'm like, too bad it is your mom. But okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about to get real degenerate.
I don't agree with that.
I know. But Mama went to federal prison, and we got to expose the family tree and show the pattern of behavior.
His live before. Mom, he brought her up in that bitch to say that they were going to church every Sunday and He was a great man and all these things. It was wild.
Church is
Mind
big
you,
lots to steal
his
AAA batteries,
siblings have been
probably.
on this app. His siblings have called him the fuck out on this app.
Petty Pringles is back saying the order is, and that's Skittles because she came up in the box and played music, which is
Yeah.
what she does, and she's saying the order is pretty valid. Were you here, Petty Pringles, when he showed the court thing that said he wasn't served?
And if that's her requesting a box, that's a big negative ghostwriter.
Let them up. I want to see who that is.
It is her. She's been in the box already.
Yeah, she just comes up and plays music because it's her.
I don't need you, but please unfollow me, bitch. Don't follow me. God.
She didn't show herself, but it did definitely, like, when he ended his live, it seemed like there might have been, been
You
married.
said let her up, and then you fucking blocked her for it, man.
If it's her, I don't give a fuck. Fuck her.
Yeah, it's her.
It is her. She's already been in
She's
the
doing the
box.
thing that she does when she goes in the lives and plays music, goes in the box and plays music. I think she's done that in Petty's live too, right? I guess I heard that. I don't know.
Yeah, did it on the fake Kiki account, and she gave herself away by singing a part of the song.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she came up like 3 times tonight in here and did that, but she is saying over and over again, and that the
She must have ended her live. Didn't she go live after she came in the box?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so Chaos is saying she must be done with her live now.
Wow.
Yeah, so to the question earlier, like, if you see the face, like, it's, she's not going to show her face. Did he get violated?
I don't know. Nothing came up on my screen.
Do you get notification when someone gets, like, a violation?
I think so. Yeah, I have before.
So I don't know how that works.
Mm-hmm. Usually, I believe.
It doesn't normally just drop. Rem, are you sleeping or are you awake?
Usually, well, that's happened a couple times tonight with him.
Yeah. I think Rem might be sleeping. Rem did it? Rem dropped him? I know, Chaos. I'm going to disconnect Rem, though, because she's not responding, and she might actually be asleep. If I disconnect her, does that, like, it'll just throw her into another live? Is that what happens? Or does should keep her in a box? It should keep her in this live, right?
Yeah, it should. Yeah, she'll just go. Yeah, she'll just. Yeah.
Andy, are you sleeping?
She's gonna. I think she came up here a while ago because it was lagging, and it doesn't lag when you're in a box.
It started lagging as soon as we dropped Rem. Maybe we need to have 5 people so it doesn't lag. I don't know. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Are you gonna end your live, or what's your plan, Boujee?
I was gonna see if Florida Man was coming back. I don't know.
Oh, Ambi's awake. We'll keep her. We'll keep her up here then.
I got a text saying, "Y'all, they got y'all on YouTube already." And I was like, "Yeah, go fucking figure."
What channel?
Even though I fucking said you do not have my consent to fucking record.
Well, you can just copyright strike it. Turtle can also show you how to do that.
It's on that the new account that used to be TikTok Window Lickers. It's now an account. It's now called Gone, Gone. It's fucking that girl I told you about, Vajazzled. That came in here. I was like, why are you in here? I don't give you consent to record my shit.
There's also a new one.
My shit.
I don't know if it's new actually. I just know I saw some videos on there today. TikTok Street Watchers.
There's so many of them at this point. It's wild. They didn't used to do this all the time. I don't remember. Rem. Oh wait, did she sleep? Did she sleep invite?
No, Rem. Rem. All right, let's drop her.
I think she's asleep, accidentally inviting herself.
Yeah, like I fall asleep and I hold my phone and my thumb's kind of in front of it. I've ended up one night. I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I was in some random person's box. Like I had no idea who they were, nothing. Because the live I was watching must have ended and it like scrolled in, and then I'm like kept tapping the phone, and apparently like I ended up in this box. So
See, when I go to bed, I always put my phone on sleep. Like it usually does it on its own, but I'll put my phone down and I'll end everything.
yeah,
So some time to like wind the hell down. All right, let me check on Florida, man. Hold on.
yeah. Did he respond?
I just sent him a message. It's going through as a text, which is weird.
Oh, then that means maybe his phone's died.
But I also, well, it happened earlier when we were live. I sent him something. He was like, send it again. But I also messaged him on Snapchat to see. You know, his phones are always dying because he's homeless in a van. Huh?
He should get Starlink for the van that he lives in.
I saw that United Airlines has Starlink now, I think, on their flights.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I did yard work all day, bed at midnight, and here I am. That's not bedtime. That's not bedtime, Grandma. You need more than 3 hours of sleep, Miss Ma'am. I know I'm sleeping in tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sleeping in too. I'm recovering from surgery, so like I'm off for a few more days, and then just
Was it
relax.
serious surgery? Like,
No, uh, uh, well, I don't want to put too much of my business out
you don't
here.
have to.
People are crazy. No, it was cosmetic. For I lost a lot of weight, and so removing some of the excess skin.
Oh my gosh, girl.
Mhm.
I was wondering how to do that. I did the Zepbound for a while,
Yeah,
and I lost a lot of my muscle mass. I
yeah,
noticed, like, they forget to tell you that.
yeah. You
But
need to make sure your protein's really high and extra. Yeah,
now I'm like, what do I do? What the hell do I fucking do now? But
so
yeah,
I took care of my arms, like the bat wings, and
seriously, that looks like it's painful as fuck. Is it?
it's not so bad. Like the first, there's a thing you can get. It's called Exparalo, which
Mm-hmm.
is like a 3 day numbing. So
Oh
like,
wow.
so like it's I bought off of Amazon one of those old people recliners, the lift assist ones that
Mm-hmm.
like, so I didn't have to use my arms to get up, and I slept in that with like a pregnancy pillow like around me to kind of pregnancy me thing, and then
Mm-hmm.
by day three was a little day three was probably the roughest
Did you
because
get
that's
drains? They give you drains?
no, don't need them. Yeah, most times if you have a surgeon who does it all the time, they can do it in a way that you don't necessarily need drains. So
Well, when I had tummy tuck, I did the same thing as you. I got a recliner and like used that to lift me up. Oh my
I
god.
had a tummy tuck in 2023, and then I did a reverse tummy tuck last week,
Wait, what's a reverse?
where
All
they
the way
come
around?
up under your breasts and go across that way to pull up for any residual skin.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
I've
it's
seen the like tummy tuck, the like full all the way around ones. I was like, wow, you're a soldier for handling that
yeah, my
because
back is
it
fine.
was horrible. That shit was the worst pain ever.
Yeah, I did. So I had to do. I still had because I lost 120 pounds,
Good
and
for you though.
thank you. I was real small before I had kids, and then I got cancer and got depression, and
Mm-hmm.
Ate my feelings and yeah, gained a lot of weight, and then so I got it off, and so it's been a journey of skin removal for the past 3 years. I do like a couple of areas every year, and so the arms and then the reverse tongue tuck was this time, and next year I'll do my face.
$80,000. $80,000 to your face. Apparently, is what you need to get done.
The $80,000 is about what it takes for those new like vertical restore, like the ones that like Demi and Lindsay Lohan and even Kris Jenner's face. Did you see her?
Yeah, I saw her.
She
She
looks
looked good.
fucking amazing.
I don't know what the fuck costs $80,000 though to your face. That's what I'm trying to figure out. The
It's
fuck?
yeah, they're like it's $80 to $120,000 to do to
What?
get the work done the way that they got it done. It's everything because they do
Not
your
Mikey.
nose,
I need Mikey in here.
they do your
Mikey.
upper and lower eyes, they do your
Oh God,
neck,
that's a lot.
your lower facelift, your upper facelift. They do it all. Like they do this whole design of your face to bring you back like 20 or 30
That's
years.
fucking wild. Look, I'm having the CO2 fractional laser on Tuesday.
Oh, that looks so painful.
I know. My girlfriend had it done. She looks great, but she had a really high. I mean, it was high. It was like the highest level. But yeah, I'm getting that done on Tuesday. I'm so excited.
Ask them to give you pain meds or go to your primary doctor and get them because that looks like it's just you're burning your face.
Well, this one is like what'd she say? It's like laser and fuck, I can't remember. The girl that's doing it actually used to be a Navy doc.
Mm.
Uh huh. So I trust her, even though I refuse to see military hospitals to
Yeah,
have babies or
I
any of
always
that.
did prime standard.
I was like, hell no.
I always
Fuck
did
that.
TRICARE standard so I could see civilian doctors.
That's exactly what I do, girl. Let me tell you, and I wish my husband could do it because, frankly, like
Yeah.
I find his doctors to be trash too. But whatever. Why is Mikey here, Florida man? Most of the year. Why the fuck is he here? Is he most of the year streaming too? Fucking Mikey.
If he's streaming about my weight loss, I hope people got tips.
He has no room to talk, frankly.
But I do
What,
think
Mikey?
that it's okay to like normalize taking your body back, and if you do something like what I did, which is lose 120 pounds, I think it's perfectly okay to go through surgeries to remove your skin.
Well, frankly, even if you didn't lose the weight, if anybody wants to go through cosmetic surgery, that's their business, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? If we're not supposed to be fucking getting on people for what they do off this app, whether it's Schmeck's work or live streaming their photos or whatever, kink shame. We don't kink shame, right? We don't do any of that. Why the fuck are we mocking women for getting surgeries? Who cares?
Yeah.
It's not your business. It's not your money. Don't worry.
When I met my husband, we joked and I said, I hope you know, like, when I'm in my 50s, I'm getting a facelift. Like, I already knew. I'm like, I'm so scared of aging. I'm not going to age. I'm going to age gracefully with the help of plastic surgeons.
Well, you know what? I didn't really take care of my skin when I was younger, but about 40, right? I did. And my kids have looked at my license now. They're like, and they tell me all the time, Mom, you've aged in reverse. And it's not because I get $80,000 worth of work done. Okay, guys? And
Skincare matters a lot.
It does. And let me also reiterate that Botox does not belong in your lips. So those of you that keep doing all these fucking pictures of me with the Botox, that it ain't it. That's not what it is. So don't go there. If you're getting it done in your lips, fire your injector because that's not where the fuck it goes.
Yeah, well, you can get it on the side or on the top to do a lip flip, but that like doesn't really work too well.
Yeah, no. And honestly, I don't get my lips done like that. Like, unfortunately, fortunately, however you want to look at it, it's just genetic. My kids are rocking the lips too. Like, I hate to tell you. So
it's like Angelina Jolie's lips.
Yeah, not that. No, not even close. Yeah, no. And I get like 60 units of Dysport done in between my eyebrows,
Yeah.
raise my eyebrows a little bit. It's not that fucking much. Like, I don't know what the fuck these people are talking. But
I do
it's
Botox, like, because I do it like on my lower jaw,
mm-hmm,
for like, because it helps prevent jowls. Um,
mm-hmm.
and I'll do it on my forehead and in my bunnies and my nose and stuff. But I haven't done it in 6 months because I got added an upper bleph to my surgery last week. So,
Wow.
um, yeah, it was a hot mess. And but you can't have had Botox in your face for like 4 to 6 months because they
Mm-hmm.
eyes actually are. But I don't need it now.
Very good.
Like upper bleph is one of the best things, like probably my favorite thing I've done.
I mean, the skincare is the key, though. I'm telling you, like,
Yeah.
if and my dermatologist says, look, get you some of that skin medic. I think it's skin medica or skin ceuticals.
Yeah.
C ferulic, right? You use that. You use your a moisturizer with sunscreen. You slap on your tretinoin at night, and you're good to go, girl. And
Yeah.
I really have. I mean, it really does. Um, it does help. Like I really am big
Huge
on my skincare.
difference.
Yeah, for sure. And
I use Atlastin, which is like skin
mhm.
soothers. It's medical grade skincare.
Right.
But Marilyn, I don't know if you know who Marilyn is. She's super cool. Her daughter, is stationed overseas in Asia Pac, and she sent me a list of Korean
Oh
skincare
yeah.
and what her regimen is too for it. She said it's amazing.
The Korean skincare is starting to become a big trend, and Peachtree. It's a Peachtree, I think. They have some, and I just started their like glass skin moisturizer or whatever. But um, I'll be honest. Like my mom, she used a fucking bar soap to wash her face every day, and I was like, that's got to be terrible for your face. But she really didn't have any issues with her face. Like to me, that wouldn't work. No, I just ugh. But hey, if you start younger, you don't have to have these problems. But it is what it is. So I mean, I really do try to invest in my skincare and my self care.
Yeah.
And I find it hilarious that people have such a fucking problem or seem to assume with what the fuck I do to my
I'll be
face.
honest, I thought your lips were lip fillers too. Like,
I get a half a syringe every 2.5 years, and it's only to widen the bottom lip and even it out with the top. That's literally it.
Glenda Goodrich is requesting a box.
I don't know who that is.
Do you mean to, Glenda? I'll just decline it, and then if you
Yeah, I don't.
do
Yeah.
it again. But yeah, look, self care is self care, and I think it's like getting your hair done.
Exactly.
And like for my kids, I invest in good skincare for them too, right? Like so that
Uh-huh.
way, and I make them wear lots of sunscreen. Because
I didn't realize sunscreen in your moisturizer was the big thing. I didn't realize you needed that. I didn't know that until a few years ago.
Yep, girl, I used to when I was a teenager. I used to be outside with baby oil on me trying
I
to
was
get a
gonna
tan.
say, yeah, that's how it was back in the day, right? I used
Yeah,
to own a spray tan company, and I could tell, even and spray tanning people like, the tanning outside is not. You can't do that. And
yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I do go to the tanning bed. I'm not gonna lie, I do go to the
Oh
tanning
no,
bed,
yeah.
but it's
I
too
haven't gone
hot
to a
here.
tanning bed in the last 2 years just because I've been going through my skin removal stuff and it can impact your scars. But I will once I'm done. I'll probably go back to it. But
Are you
I
doing derma for your scars and stuff?
I use biocernium and my scars are like invisible.
Very
I'm
good.
I look I heal poorly. Like I have a large hematoma right now that I have to get drained. But when it's all done, like my scars are razor thin and the same color as my skin. Like you can't even see.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I probably wouldn't have done the arm lift because I've seen people with some gnarly scars from it.
Oh yeah.
And but I waited. It kept bothering me, and I'll be honest, like I went and got uh, iron infusions, and the guy was doing my blood pressure, and they put the tourniquet around your arm, and he was like, "You have a lot of loose skin here. Do you lose weight?" And I was like, "Motherfucker!" like, like this is so inappropriate. But then I was like, after that, I was like, I'm doing my arms.
Grandma M, that's crazy. My daughter's in Germany right now. Her and her boyfriend went after they graduated from college last week, and she loves it. I'm so excited for her. Man, she went to Ireland 2 months ago, and now she's in Germany. I'm like, girl.
Good for her.
I know. And you know what? She's so cute. Her boyfriend has some friends out there that are stationed there, and so that's where they're staying. And then he surprised her with a trip to Paris overnight, and I was like, oh, he fucking better not be doing anything outside of just visiting Paris with her.
How old is she?
She's 25.
Okay, well,
she's my second oldest. Yeah. She's a good. I mean, listen, she graduated Cal State with magna cum laude, whatever the hell they call it.
Magna cum laude. Yeah.
And I'm such a crybaby, and I told the kids, I was like, and then I gotta do my youngest's graduation from high school in a couple of weeks. My grandbaby graduates from TK, going into kindergarten next week. I'm just an emotional mess. It's gonna be a mess. So if I want to go put fucking filler in my face, I'm going to. And if I want to go to the tanning bed, I'm gonna go do that. And if I want to get my fucking hair done, I'm gonna probably do that too. Why? Because it makes me feel better about my life. And if I can do that, why is it anybody's business? Really, honestly. I mean, I paid a fuck ton of money just to get pregnant with my youngest, because we went through in vitro. So, I mean, is that a problem?
Look, women bear children, and in some cases, like I've seen some people like that Taylor Paul, she bounces right back, absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. My body did not bounce back, and my skin did not bounce back. My son was 10 pounds.
Oh my God bless! Didn't have him?
I did.
Oh,
as they did 8 pounds. I looked like I was pregnant with twins. And so he was 10 pounds, and then my youngest was 9.5 pounds, and she was 2 weeks early. They induced me at 38 weeks because they were scanning. My one of my children has a genetic disorder that can cause cancer, and they did get cancer, and so I was getting ultrasounds every week throughout my pregnancy, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna induce you.
Oh wow.
But I'm glad that you said you paid all that money. I'm glad that it was successful and you ended up with your baby.
Yeah, I didn't expect to have any more children, and because I have 5 total. I have a set of twins. But and then I met my husband we met 21 years ago, but he didn't have kids of his own, and kind of like I was like, God, now I found like the love of my life. But how do I do this? I'd already had not a hysterectomy. I already had my tubes tied when I had my twins. And so I was like, well, I guess we're gonna go do this. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how it is, and I just think that what people do is really their business. It's self-care to me wasn't a thing, and I don't really leave the house a lot. Like, I don't know. I've just kind of become
introvert.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think COVID did that to a lot of people because we had to stay home for. I was very extroverted and I still kind of am, but I don't throw as many parties. Like I cherish the time. I spend most of my time. I've got a lot of friends and I do things with them, but I prioritize time with my kids. Ever since my oldest one moved out, I'm like, yeah, I had to go on a work trip. And it was like for a big party, and I brought my family with me, and we toured and did beach stuff, and they had an amazing time.
Yeah, I mean, when your kids get older and stuff, you start to really kind of like, and I think also having grandkids, like, it's just completely different. Really different. I don't know. I try to spend as much time with my kids as possible, even though I know they're grown. They don't always want to. I made my daughter go with me. I wanted to go shopping today. I was like, we're going shopping. And
Yeah.
you're going to learn how to drive on the interstate. So there's that.
We do
but-
like, go nails, and then we do.
Yeah. Because they do remember that, and they do. I mean, I don't know. I love to hear my kids talk about like the things that they remember, and I do. My youngest is always like, "You guys don't have barbecues or cookouts with the Marines anymore," and we really don't. But I mean,
Yeah.
Brian's mass sergeant, and we're just like, no thing. He don't want to hang out with his Marines,
Well, yeah, it can invite trouble.
Well, not only that, but it's like, he is a younger master sergeant. You know what I mean? Like, so most of the people that are in his rank or that his peers are a lot older, and I don't know. We just try to protect kind of like our home.
Yeah.
We don't live on base. We haven't for years, and we're just trying to figure it out too. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, we do. In addition to, like, my kids just went on. It's a tradition. I'm making them start because they're old and start now to kind of try. My oldest is almost 21, so she's an adult. She's adult and special, and so they went on a trip to Universal on their own.
Oh wow!
And so now it's an annual thing. We said, of course, mom and dad paid for it, but
Of course.
A sibling, like just them going on a trip, like just on their own. I want that to be a tradition for them, and they are having the time of their life. Like, because my youngest is old enough to drive, right? Like, so my kids aren't little. The time, and my daughter and her boyfriend, who's 23, went with them, so they're supervised before anybody says, "Oh, she'll let her kids go to Florida on their own." They're old enough to do that.
Well, I mean, I mean, come on.
Nobody's still going to judge me for it.
Of course they are, but who cares? I mean,
they're having a blast. But one of the other things that we do is we it's like once a month we go out to dinner or go do something like once a month. With just like I'll do it with just one daughter, and then the next day the other daughter, the next day my son. So they get one time individual time with us. And then my husband does it then a different week with them. So
I think
it's loud at the table like during that time. It's just it's good.
They grow so fast, and they are flapping their wings, and it's just I think it's interesting with Bree though. Like, I probably do. I probably do too much. They always say I'm extra. Like, we always get like Mimi and Mimi's, bestie shirts, or like, I mean, yeah, we, but she also doesn't have her parents, and so although I don't know the show, I'm excited her dad's coming because he probably sees her like once a year, but she's happy, and so I look at my kids and I'm like, okay, I had to have done something, okay, right? Like, I could have been that bad if you're doing so well in life, or you're a good human being, and that's really all it is just raising your kids to be good human beings in this world, and follow their dreams and do whatever it is that makes them happy, whatever that is, and I support them 110% in everything that they do.
We've been very not passionate about, like, really take time to figure it out and choose your path wisely. So we don't pressure like to go to certain colleges or whatever. Like, we want them to be happy, and that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if I had my way though, they would never move out, and they'd all
Oh yeah.
I'd have a big mansion, and they could have their families in like the East Wing and the West Wing, and
Yeah, like yeah, exactly. I told my kids like there will be an underground tunnel from my house to yours. And the kids are like, absolutely not, mom. Oh my god, you're not living next.
if I won the lottery though, I would buy a plot of land and build
Mm-hmm.
them their houses and just kind of like have a cul-de-sac where it's all like
Yeah,
my kids and us.
that's how my husband was raised. Actually,
Is it? That's
yeah,
cool.
his grandparents lived on the other side of the property. They lived there, and I mean, yeah, but I have to learn that they're gonna grow up and they're gonna.
Oh yeah,
It's just
they do their own thing.
now that I think about it, with Brian was supposed to retire last year, but I was like, what the fuck are we gonna do? Two of us in this house. Now we have my grandbaby, so I mean, I guess that's gonna be a while before it's just the two of us. But I've spent my whole life raising kids for the most part, So, and I think too, for me, like I know people are like, oh my god, she doesn't work; it's her husband's money. Like, oh my, I have spent my life dedicated to my children. Like, there were no preschools for them. There were no daycare. Yeah. My husband was deployed 100 fucking times, and and all the training and stuff for deployments. I mean, girl,
Being a military spouse is tough.
it is, and we have moved. This is the longest we've ever been someplace, and we've been here for 4 years.
Yeah.
We have moved
Stay
everywhere.
there until you retire from there.
Oh, we are not fucking staying here. Fuck no. We're just debating on where, because he's from Texas, and I don't want to fucking go there.
Well, you want to choose whatever he's going to do after the military.
I want to be as close to my children as possible, so I don't know how we're going to figure this out, because I've already got one in the south, one up north. I'm going to have one up north until med school's over.
What you do is you find a place that makes them want to come, like come to that.
That's why I picked Florida.
Yeah.
Plus, my BFF is there. Like, Brian's like, why do you want to go to Florida? Like, I'm like, it's always sunny, and I don't do like.
I would love to go to California.
Fuck, California is not all it's cracked up to be. Just try it. I mean, no. Let me tell you that my property taxes on my home are almost $13,000 a year.
No, mine are 3,000.
Thank you. That's what mine used to be, and now they're like. So I'm like, fuck. They're like, no, absolutely not. It's a different life out here. It's just not for me. We are
mostly the weather. That's why. Like, I want to live someplace where it's sunny, where there's beaches, and blue water, and tropical.
The water is fucking cold. Okay, here all the time, and it's really not warm all year long. It's not, but it does get to like 110 where I live, and I'm like, dying. Although it's dry, but it's cold. It gets cold here, like in the 30s. It's not.
Well, it gets into the hundreds here too for a couple of weeks in the summer, but it's very humid.
Yeah, I can't say that I miss the humidity at all. And don't worry, Squishy, I'm coming, girl. You know I'm coming. As a matter of fact, I'm coming out there like next month, I think. I do try to take a vacation on my own, and go visit like my girlfriend.
Oh, that's fun.
For a vacation, like without kids, because my husband is always going someplace for work, and that always entails like, fishing, and then like hiking, whatever he likes to do on his off time when he's and I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm out of here.
Now, when he retires, is he going to retire, or is he going to retire going to civilian?
My husband will be 42 in July.
Oh, wait, how old are you?
44 and a half.
Oh, okay. Well, you said you had a 25-year-old, so
I do. I have my oldest is 27, or just.
Oh, well, you would have been 20. Okay, so you were. Wait, you were.
I was young.
When you had
I had my oldest at 17.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I thought, I was like, for a second there when you said his age, I was like, what are you like?
Oh yeah, no, he's just a couple years younger than me, but
yeah, I mean, not even a difference really, 44 and 42. Well, it's a difference in how fast you're aging. When I went to go ahead.
He just denies his aging. I mean, like,
Well,
he will still go out there and run for 6 miles, and he comes back like crying. Like, why did you just do that? Like, you're not 20 anymore.
but
You
it
know,
is good for him to exercise because it will keep his mobility.
right? But you're not 20, so stop trying to beat everybody in the fucking PFT, Brian. It's not going to happen. Like, they're 18, 20, you're 40.
Yeah, but you know how it is, right? You got to show the like.
It's just funny to me. He's like, oh, the doctor said I shouldn't be running, and I'm like, he's like, so I'm gonna go on a run now, and I'm like, okay. Just make sure you note it on your record for the VA. Like, no, I don't know. That's the thing that
he recovers planes. So like
his MOS is 7011. He does. He essentially works with Crash Fire and Rescue, but it's Expeditionary Airfield. So stateside or when he's home, he maintains the airfield and like does the jets that come in with the tail hooks. There's the gear that catches them. So they maintain that, but when they're deployed, they're out there building expeditionary airfields and all that. But here, his job is here. He does go out with groups and go recover. Like we had one downed aircraft, not too long ago that they had to go recover, and do all that. But his job entails a lot because he doesn't act. I mean, he's in a position now where he's doing a lot of different fucking things. So, yeah, I think, this has been his whole adult life, right? Like he's never had to go do a job interview anywhere. He's never had to do a resume. Yeah. And so, and he has a degree, but this is what he knows. And so I think as we get to that point of retirement, it tends to become very stressful because it's super fucking scary because we have,
it is.
Life. And I don't think people really understand that this is our life, right? Yeah. So,
well, because you're walking away from, like, it's almost like, I'm not going to say like leaving a cult. Well, I am. Like, because you just, that's all you've done, it's all you know, and all your friends are from there, and you're almost like leaving the community and not being part of it anymore. It's not like just leaving a job.
I mean, it's not so much the friends. I mean, we have friends everywhere now. I mean, we always run everywhere with them eventually, but I mean, and they have really become our family, so to speak. I mean, we, up until a few years ago, we would have every holiday, we would have all the single Marines here, that didn't get to go home, or, I would be cooking Thanksgiving dinner for, 25, 30 fucking people. And they really were, our children, pseudo children type. And my kids were raised with, the Marines throwing them in the fucking pool and playing at Disneyland with them, or playing zoo with them, calling them uncle and whatnot. But yeah, it's just, I think the unknowing that we're not used to. We're not used to the unknown of like our life, right? I don't know.
Tell you, it was one of the best things I ever did. And like, if I stayed in longer, just like career wise, I would have gotten a later start. So, are there a lot of jobs in his field in the civilian world?
The civilian equivalency is not. So the civilian equivalency to his MOS is nothing, right? Because, right, but I mean, given his amount of time he's done in the service and all of that, I mean, he could get a federal job probably as a GS 7 or 8 starting out, and he could really.
Oh, he could get higher than that. I got a GS 13 right out.
Whatever they are. You know what? There's a girl on TikTok that I put him in contact with last year, and she does she will help people, she will actually do your federal resume, make your resume, the way that it should be for a federal job, and she's like, oh yeah, I could get you a job here, everywhere. But he starts to kind of doubt himself because he feels like, I don't know. Like, I don't think he understands fully that it's the amount of time, experience, and whatnot in the military that is
It's
equivalent to, like, somebody with a bachelor's or
yeah.
master's degree that's been in a job for 15, 20 years, right?
Well,
So,
it's the work experience. It wouldn't negate the need for a requirement for a degree if it needs it. But look, what he's feeling is normal
mhm.
because every time you come up for a reenlistment, they do a really good job of scaring you about just going out into the civilian world, right? Like, and so he's had 23, 24 years of them, you know, of that mentality of the civilian world is hard, like, from a job market standpoint. So it's understandable he feels that way. I will give you two resources. One may seem crazy, but ChatGPT will write his entire resume, put his MOS in there, put a little details about it, tell it what kind of job you want, and it will write all the information for
No,
you.
that girl from TikTok actually did his resume for him,
Okay,
which
good.
was so amazing. And he had already done taps and steps and taps, um, because we were going to get out,
Yeah,
and so he did it there. And so it's just, I think, in his mind, it's scary, right?
yeah,
Because he has what, terminal leave or whatever, and he now they do skill bridge. I don't know if you're familiar
yeah.
with that, but
No. Mm-mm.
it's a new thing they'll give you for like a year. You go work for, or not work for, but you go and work with a civilian company, right? That ultimately could hire you at the end of that, and you aren't on leave, or what, you're essentially on leave, but it doesn't go away from your leave, right? Mm,
Interesting.
yeah, it's a new program that they've had for the last few years, and it's really cool. Like,
That's actually
but
really cool.
yeah, and then you can take your terminal, after that. But I think for him, it's just having everything in place. And again, when you own a home and you're selling a home, own a home in a new place, like, especially when you retire, you can't do a VA loan or any home loan with your fucking retirement pay. They won't, because you don't have it yet. You don't have your VA and your retirement pay yet. So it's just scary. Just it all out. Like when we PCS, it's different, right? Like,
Yeah.
here's your orders. This when you have to fucking be there. Here's our, it's different. So
Yeah.
it's
Well,
just
your
weird.
retirement pay, you can always get that rush. They do. You can call them and they will advance it. There's like you find out where your case worker is out of, and then just give them a call.
Oh, like for the VA, you mean, or
Yeah,
the
yeah, for the VA.
yeah.
Yeah. And then so I would put his resume that he got. I would still, because you can add attachments to ChatGPT,
Okay.
and then you can ask it, please rewrite my resume so it reads well for the specific job I'm posting for.
That's so crazy. I just learned about Chat GPT this week. Nikki taught me. She said, "Put this." I was like, "What's
We've
Chat
been
GPT?"
teaching Nikki.
I didn't know how to do it. I was like,
Yeah.
how do I make a stick of how do I figure with big lips?" And she was like, "Tell Chat GPT." I'm like, "What the fuck is Chat GPT?"
Yeah, it's amazing. Pay for the pro version for a little while so that you can do that. You just literally attach, okay, and then it will rewrite it. Like it's like
Mhm.
having a personal writer. There's
That's
also a
wild.
there's also a website called Job, like a scan. And if you put the job description in and your resume in, like load your resume in, and then you put the job description in, and it scans it, and it says like you meet 40% of the requirements based on this, and then it helps you
Wow.
rewrite your resume too.
Yeah,
Um,
and they have these like counselor type things where, like, for those people that are transitioning out, where they, like, we had a Marine who got out as like a gunny, and he had this, and I don't know, he worked with one of the job seeker places for people in the military, and they got on this like pretty badass job up at like Walmart headquarters or something, like making like 80 grand a year or something crazy. I mean, it was crazy for him being a gunny. Like, that's not what the fuck he was used to. But I mean, he also, I mean, if he did a federal job or something, then
yeah,
he would be able to build on his, retirement that he had in the military, which is, hopefully.
yeah, you could get into project management really easy. That's a lot
That's
of
funny that you say
military.
that, because that's what he said something about that. Yeah, that's what he said.
Well, we can talk offline.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I just
And
told him, I said, babe, you're going to have to, it's going to be scary. Like, it's fucking scary, I'm sure. Like, and the bad thing is, he's like, comes to me and he's like, all right, babe, so what are we going to do? And I'm like, wait, what? What are we going to do? You've got to figure out what you want to do when you grow up. I don't fucking know. You've got to decide what you want to do. I don't know how to help you there. I will handle the rest of it, right? But
yeah, the hardest thing I think is when people get out and you go into the civilian world. We're pretty direct in the military, and so like your soft skills, you gotta like work on your soft skills because you like there's no
right.
like telling someone to go stay in the parade rest because they did something wrong, right?
You
Like
just tell people to go fuck themselves and come back
yeah,
tomorrow. Like, you
you
can't do that.
cannot you cannot do that.
Well, he said the other day, he's like, well, it's not even like that anymore. Now the new Marine Corps is we have to give a fuck about feelings and shit. And I'm like, yes, babe, that's just fucking normal.
The way that it is in the rest of the world. But yeah,
Let's give a fuck
so
about feelings. He's like, well, now we're not allowed to hurt people's feelings. Like, I'm like,
well, you probably never should have been allowed to hurt people's feelings.
right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Squishy son over here was being thrown in a fucking dryer in boot camp. Like, what the
Oh
fuck?
my God. When I was in, we were deployed and a couple of the guys came into the shop and zip tied me to the fucking pipe
What?
had in the ceiling and left me there for like a half hour. It
Get the
was
fuck
just
out.
like we always like pull pranks on each other. Like I had like a lighter that shocked people.
Stop.
Uh, yeah. So, I mean, we were deployed for 7 months with no port calls because of 9/11, like we deployed on 9/11, and
Oh,
so
wow.
we did shock and awe, like our
My
so
ex-husband did shock and awe. He
yeah,
was dropping the bombs during shock and awe.
yeah, we did the operation. We did both. We were in the carrier group that went over for both Iraq and Afghanistan, the first group. But yeah, so you get bored, right?
I don't know
And
how you did it on that boat that long, girl. I went in there the midway and I was like, oh fuck no. It's
yeah,
not happening. My sleeping quarters are not accurate. That's not going to work for me. That would not
I
work.
was on it for 3.5 years.
I don't know how you can't roll over in them beds and you got 14 people stacked up. I can't. How do y'all do that? I can't.
Yeah, you end up like just sleeping on your side.
Ugh.
And then you have to sleep in a certain way because if the ship is rocking at night, you don't want to roll out of your bed,
Oh my
especially
God.
if you're in the top bunk.
There's no way. I couldn't in Iraq sometimes because he was not trying to be. I mean, he snores so fucking loud, anyways. But I mean, yeah, my ex-husband, I remember he had just finished training flying F-15s, like to become like that he could actually fly like without a fucking instructor.
Yeah,
And he came home one day and was like, I'm leaving tomorrow and I don't know when I'm going to be back. And I was like, what? And the world didn't know what the fuck was going
I
on.
know.
And we found out when the President Bush did his like address, right? It's like
Yeah,
before, and I was like, and then all of a sudden, da, 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 and I was like, and listen, back then you didn't have these bitches these days complain about how their husband didn't FaceTime them yesterday. Bitch, we didn't have that.
we
That
didn't
was
even have
not
email.
fucking
Well, we
happening.
had email, but they put you in OPSEC, so there was no way to.
Exactly. Like they were red. Like no, no, ma'am. They couldn't even take their phones. They would be in trouble.
Yeah,
Like I'm like, God, this is it's a new military for sure. But
yeah,
you had to wait for an email, maybe, and it was like, oh my God. And just I remember just that distinct fear of like watching them all leave, and then like you really did not know when they were coming back,
yeah.
And you just wait for that fucking phone call to ring or not or whatever, and it was like, and
We
then like
just
you slept with your cell phone, and it was turned really fucking loud so that you would make sure you heard in the middle of the night.
yeah, because when we come out of OPSEC, there'd be a line for like phones.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to deploy I was 19, like, so I was on, stand down leave. So I was in Kentucky, with my boyfriend's family, because, you get the 2 weeks of stand down before, you hit. And I just looked at him and we didn't say anything. And then the second plane hit, and I was like, "All right, let's go." I'm like, and I knew it, like, and so then the phone rang, like within, like not even a minute later, and we were emergency military recall, and we deployed that day. Like we drove, um, I he drove like we were doing like 100 miles an hour on the highway, like because we were told don't miss the ship, and we were 9 hours away.
Oh my gosh.
So we had to get from Kentucky back to Virginia Beach or to Norfolk.
We were PCSing that day from Pensacola. That was the PCS, and it was wild.
It was insane. So we got pulled over. We told the cop what we were doing, a state trooper, and they escorted us. They went with us and they drove like 110, and they brought us. And then when we got to the next state, the border, they had a state trooper from there waiting for us to get us. So we got back, and then we went to the exchange and helped all of the spouses dropped because anybody who was on the ship that day didn't get to leave. And so their spouses dropped like their sea bags off and all their stuff. We loaded it on buses, drove down to
They like give their loved ones a hug or anything?
nothing. No, they weren't allowed to leave the ship. And so I left my car in the parking lot at the exchange, and I put a note on the back window that said "Off to war, please don't tow," because we didn't have time like to put it in long-term parking or anything. Like we were gone that day, and then we drove down to Camp Lejeune, put all the sea bags on. The LCACs went out and met the ship because we were picking up the Marines. We loaded like 3,500 Marines from the 82nd Battalion onto our ship, and then we were over there and we weren't allowed. Like it was all like, well, we don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know what's gonna happen. We were watching CNN, but we were on off. So we couldn't contact home. And then we went to bed, and they said, "All right, go to bed." Taps. What's happening, and we were tired, and they were kind of making people go to bed at 10 o'clock, which was weird. And so we went to bed, and then at 11 o'clock, all you heard was whoosh, 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 and it was just the planes going, or the jets were taking off.
I think Shock and I was in February.
Yeah,
and we had just gotten there in we PCS to North Carolina from his flight training in Pensacola, and then they select you for what's a cola or type of airplane you're going to fly. So we got there in September. He did another training, and I mean literally he was ready to fly this motherfucker by February in a war. I was nervous as hell.
Yeah, it's
It was
scary.
wild.
My family was always nervous, right? Then our ship lost power right off of Yemen, so we were dead in water, and so a whole bunch of other ships had to circle us to protect us because a military ship dead in water, no power.
Yeah, not
right
good.
Yemen. Not
right. That's
it's
wild.
because we had to come out of the yards. We just come back. We were in the yards after our Afghanistan tour, and then the Iraq thing was happening, and for the Iraq one, they told us, okay, we don't know what's going to happen. Either we're going to go out to sea for 2 weeks and we're going to come home, or we're going to go out to sea, we're going to go over there to do a show force, and then we'll come home. Or option C, we're going to war, which probably isn't going to happen, is what they said. So we didn't get out of our apartment leases. We were gone that day too, and but the ship had been put back together so hastily to get it out of the yards because the ship that was supposed to deploy didn't pass sea trials, so we got deployed instead. We were fucking livid.
Were you always out of the East Coast, or did you ever come?
Yeah, always East Coast.
Okay.
I was top of class after my A school, and there was a choice between Norfolk and the ship or London, and I chose Norfolk on the ship just to get sea duty out because I was convinced I was going to retire. And then I wish I'd done the London tour, but at the end of the day, I got out, and I have a great career, great family, and I'm really um
Yeah, that's such a nightmare right now. That's
yeah,
because
it's
my daughter, like ages out of the GI Bill on her 26th birthday, which is in February.
yeah.
So she just got her bachelor's, and she was, she's going over and there with her boyfriend while he does med school, and so she wanted to get her master's, and here she was counting on being able to get that, and you fucking can't get it. But I think
Well,
I'm having her look at, because I look, we've looked into the yellow ribbon thing or whatever, and Brian has the post 9/11 GI Bill.
which is basically like yellow ribbon, right? Like the schools will get the yellow ribbon for the post 9/11 GI Bill.
So yeah, they will, but also, even if they're not getting the GI Bill, they'll still
Yeah.
match the tuition up to a certain amount. So I'm having her look into that. But they also, I guess, I think it's because of the amount of time he's been in. They give like an extra 2 years.
That's because it's not time in, because anyone can do that. It's when you go to convert your
There
GI
you
Bill
go. There you go.
yeah, so when you convert your GI Bill to the post 9/11, they give you the extra 2 years.
Well, he converted a while ago. Yeah,
Well,
he
yeah, but if
converted.
it's not been used, then it's the two
Well,
years doesn't start until you
he
get out.
she used
He uses
he used tuition assistance to get his degree, so he didn't need
yeah,
really to touch it. But now he's also wanted to give a year, wanted to give my young wanted to get starting college in the fall. But I'm like, oh god,
okay.
this
So
is
for your oldest, I don't know if she's competitive, but I am super competitive. But
she's her expectations for herself are very high.
so she could make herself a competition. So here's what I did when I finished my bachelor's degree. I only had 9 months of GI Bill left, and I went and enrolled in a master's program that had 8-week classes, and I pumped all 14 of those fucking classes out in 9 months, and walked away with my master's for free too.
Well, so here's the other thing, though. She ages out in February, but see, she hasn't used the full amount that she was given. So they actually, I guess, after talking, yes, they'll reimburse the school, and the school will end up reimbursing her back that she paid,
That,
um, including
that,
the VH that she would have gotten if she
oh,
was
nice.
doing it here, which is obviously really fucking high because it's
Yeah,
California.
yeah.
But it's going to take some time for her to get that back, I'm sure, by the time the VA's slow as fuck. And
Well, but that's another thing. You can call. you
Which
can,
and I will be calling every fucking
I
day.
call
Oh, this is
every
just your
day.
weekly reminder to process my daughter's bullshit. No,
Oh, I called every day. Cause and then and then the lady knew me because every month I'd be like, "Where's my GI Bill?"
Mhm.
And they will like if you have an emergency, like, hey, the class I have to pay for the class by Friday. They will rush it. They can escalate. There's processes to get it to you faster. So
Well, and if he would have retired, then she would have. There's not an age limit on your. If he would have rated, she's like, wow, Brian, you should have gotten out. And I was like,
yeah, but yeah,
well, I told her, well, you should have just gone to school in Texas. You could have gone to school for free there. Period. End of story. But
yeah.
there's that. But it is what it is. She'll figure it out. She always does.
Yeah. And so she'll get it. Like it'll be nice. I just
But
because when we did our bachelor's degree, we did GI Bill for like the last 2 years. We got like a year and a half off of the bachelor's degree because of they look at your military experience and stuff and waive some
mhm.
classes. But we did. We were two young parents. At the time, we were E4 and E6. And so, we used some of that GI Bill for our living expenses. So we had some student loans, and I just
Oh, yeah.
I just made my last student loan payment last month.
Look, I told her, listen, you, that's what these student loans are for, though. Like, I get it. And she's like, Mom, though. it's normal for parents to pay for college. I was like, girlfriend, you have your rent free for how many years, right? Like,
Yeah.
you didn't have a lot of the struggles that a lot of other students probably had. So, I mean, we will help the best that we can. You're fucking going to a very expensive state with your boyfriend. Thankfully, we're not paying for medical school. My God, I couldn't imagine having to do that. But there are resources, and I think because she's moving there and she'd have to pay out of state tuition essentially because she's not a resident, that makes it so much higher. She's moving. But we'll look. It'll work itself out.
We did. We did. When my oldest graduated high school, it was during COVID, and they community college gave a year free of college to the graduating seniors, and so she changed her plan because she doesn't want student loans. So she was like, I'm just going to go to community college and knock out all the bullshit courses, get an associate's degree, and it was extended it another year. So she got her associates for free, and then she transferred to the college that she wanted to go to initially. And so when she graduates, she's gonna have no student loans, right? Like she's a plan right now where we do help, like with because she's choosing state college, so it is cheaper than like if she went to out of state, and we pay for half if she gets an A or B, and so that's the thing. We'll pay for half the classes, but she's just done such a good job. Like she's getting like little scholarships and stuff like that. So she'll probably graduate. I would say max like $8,000 in student loans.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Well, and like if you get student loans and you go into a job field that is public service, your student loans are forgiven anyways.
Yeah.
So
that's not what she's doing. Yeah, she's got a whole business plan. She's setting up her own thing.
And I'm sitting here like, look at my kid, like, girl, you have like 40 grand in your bank account. Like, you'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like, but she's like, I've got to have 50 grand in my bank account by the time I'm 27. Like, she's so free.
Good for her.
She does. I have to say, she's got a great head on her shoulders, and I'm super excited to see where this goes with them. Although I'm not thrilled that she's going all the way across the fucking country, but I will get my air miles in this year. At least a month I'll be traveling to see her because it's not going to work otherwise.
You have a monthly sleepover with her.
I am, and I will, yes, I will. And if she calls me because she's having a bad day, I will be on the next flight out, just like I do all the other ones. Just the way that it is. What the fuck? What happened?
Wait, can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. I was like, wait, I thought it was about to go down.
My phone just did, or iOS is not installed because your phone's not charging. So my phone tried to do an update.
Is there another iOS update today?
Looks like there is, because it just tried to push one to me.
My gosh. Oh yeah, I have mine set to do it at like 2 or 3 at night or something like that.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock in the morning here. So
yeah, I'm gonna get off here because it's 2 o'clock and I probably should sleep.
All right. Have a good night.
So great chatting with you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
I appreciate it. We'll talk off of here because I would love to hear some of your suggestions and ideas, and
Especially for his career. Yeah. All right, Jeffrey's